To me, all of the concerts that are coming up are almost like their own universe. Every single program is intended to provide a different experience for the audience and for the orchestra. Especially after this long pandemic, I think we're all very hungry for the opportunity to share the musical experience and feed ourselves with the need of this artistic joy that we have, especially in our beautiful concert hall in this beautiful city. So to me, every single concert brings something special, whether it's a new Polish piece in the case of Szymanski, where we are doing a new premiere, which it is very important for orchestras to commission and to continue expanding the repertoire of orchestras. But I have to tell you, we're also doing little lollipops, as I call them, like the Strauss Ariadne auf Naxos suite, which is this fantastic opera. But there is no orchestral suite, and if you don't hear it in the opera house, maybe you might not hear the music. So luckily for me, a good colleague, a friend of mine, made this special arrangement of some of the best hits of this wonderful opera. And as you can imagine, it is just some of the most glorious music that Richard Strauss wrote. And for me, this is an opportunity also to have an intimate setting, because it only requires 37 players. So in this day and age, when we're kind of rebuilding little by little, as growing, this is one of those opportunities that we're getting to play all of this music. Also, we're getting to showcase some soloists from the orchestra as well. So it is always a combination. We have not only the great standard repertoire, but also some new voices that I think need to be encouraged and recognized. And I know the audience will be pleasantly surprised by all of this wonderful music that we're bringing to our wonderful community. One of the greatest joys as a conductor that I have is sharing the stage with some unbelievable artists, and especially with soloists that I have sometimes a long-time relationship, not only a friendship, but also artistic. And among them, I do have to mention, we have the wonderful trombone player, Joseph Alessi, who's coming to play the Chicoria trombone concerto. And he's been a great friend playing in the orchestra, but now he's going to play as a soloist. So bringing him to Wrocław is one of my greatest joys. We're also going to be bringing back our good friend Bom Sori Kim, who we recorded a wonderful CD for Deutsche Grammophon. So she's going to be coming back and performing with the orchestra and welcoming her back. So in the end, it is just, as I said, a collection of not only different personalities, but also different instruments and different compositions from all across the area, not only from the classical and romantic periods, but also from modern era. We have the Polish cello quartet playing the Górecki new concerto for 5 cellos. So once again, I truly believe that this is our most important role. We have to give our audiences as much of a different plate of music and repertoire, so everybody that comes in here experiences all of this art in a very, very different way. One of the great things about my music directorship here in Wrocław has been that I've gotten to know a lot more of Polish music than before I came here. And not only the standards, but great composers that to me now have become part of who I am. And not only am I getting to do it here in Wrocław, but I'm also getting to do it outside and taking it to America and Latin America in some cases. And of course, Lutosławski and Penderecki and Szymanowski. But in the season, it is absolutely important that we include a lot of these composers. And this year we have the 3rd Symphony of Szymanowski, which is the Song of the Night, which will also be recorded, and I'm particularly excited about that. We have a Lutosławski Interludium, which is a piece that doesn't get played very often, but I found it to be one of his really more interesting pieces. As I said before, we have also Górecki and Szymanski on the season, and although I may not be conducting all of it, I do know that a lot of my colleagues, especially some of the great Polish musicians, they feel a great connection and a great pride of presenting this music with a Polish orchestra and with a Polish audience. So for me, I feel in many ways that this is the perfect place for me to be exposed to this music, and more importantly, understand this beautiful language of music. And each of these composers truly have made my life so much better, because it has made me understand even other more standard composers even more so, because their styles are so uniquely special. And music is the universal language, and it doesn't matter where they come from. That I feel that all of these have a special message that people can truly understand and truly appreciate. We are so fortunate to live in a city that has this incredible building and everything that it represents and what it has brought to the city ever since it was built. This is one of the greatest concert halls in the world, no question about it. For me, coming here is just an absolute joy and a privilege to make music in such perfect acoustical conditions with such a sophisticated audience. But you have to continue adapting. And let's face it, the pandemic really made all of us around the world change habits and in some cases reassess our priorities. But one thing is for sure, music is the food for our souls. And as we recover from this traumatic experience, music will be a big part of the healing process. And I know this for sure. And NFM, with all of the performances and everything that takes place in this building, will be a leading part in helping all of the citizens in Wrocław come out in a very positive way. But at the same time, I want to make sure that we just don't go back to normal. To me, I want to go back to something better than normal, that we have learned from this experience, and hopefully we appreciate this even more. And we're not out of the woods yet. I mean, we're still little by little coming out of the water. One thing is for sure, pandemics come to an end, and eventually the all clear will be celebrated. And NFM will be here not only this year and next year, but in the next 15, 20, 100 years, adapting to the realities of the world and the realities of Wrocław. And the one most important mission is bringing fantastic music, fantastic performances to this place, because in the end, this is what makes our community better, and it makes Wrocław one of the most special places to live in the world.